A theater has 38 rows of seats. The fourth row has 37 seats, the fifth row has 41 seats, the sixth row has 45 seats, and so on. What is the total number of seats in the theater? All right, so first, the key word here, total, that implies sum. In sums, we can use sigma notation. Now, I need to determine what's happening with these rows. You see how it goes from 37, and it says the fourth row, so I'm going to put a sub 4 is 30. I'm going to put a 34 there. I'm sorry, 37. And then the fifth row has 41. Since it's a total, I'll put a plus here. Fifth row is 41, and then the sixth row has 45, and so on. What's happening each time? Because we see that these are adding. There's a common difference here. They're adding 4 each time, and so we'll have a common difference of 4. So I'm going to go to my formula chart, and if I look on sequences and series, I see arithmetic series. There's this function here, and I can use this. Now, you can use these formulas if you like, under arithmetic, these two rather. I could use those, but I like using sigma and just the arithmetic sequence formula. And so how am I going to solve this? I'm going to go sigma. So how many rows of seats there are? There are 38. And we start at 1. So the way we solve this is we plug it into the formula. And that formula, if you did not catch it, was a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times the difference. Now in this problem, they did not give me a sub 1. And that's okay, because you can actually use this formula and say that a sub n equals, since they gave me the fourth row, I could put a sub 4 there. But if this is a 4, then this n minus 1 becomes n minus 4. As long as these two numbers match, the formula will work. So I'm going to use this formula in red. If you're finding sigma, you replace the a sub n. Now I'm looking for s sub n, so I'm going to replace that with a sigma. And so now I start off with the a sub 4. A sub 4 is 37. So that goes there. Plus, and anytime you use sigma, you leave the n in the equation. N minus 4 times our difference we found out is 4. I'm going to type that in the calculator, and this should give me my sum. So I'll go to calculator. The sum is next to the 9 button. Hit that. We say n equals 1. We have 38 rows. The first row had, was it 37 seats? Plus, anytime you use sigma, you leave the n in the calculator, n minus 4, because it was the fourth row, and the difference is 4. Press enter, we're getting 3,762. 3,762. And so that would be my sum here, 3,762. And remember, that doesn't get you credit just by writing that part up there. It's a machine that grades these, so you need to bubble these in so that the machine can see the bubbles. 3,762. Now we're getting credit. And it doesn't matter where on here you write, just as long as you have those bubbles in the right order. So that's my answer there. Now, let's say you wanted to use one of the other formulas. That's fine, as long as you can use any one of these, as long as you find your value. So, for example, if you wanted to use this term, you would have to find the last value. This one, we'd have to find the first and multiply it, or if I don't, I could use just n minus 4 here. So let's use this formula. If I wanted to find the sum of 38 terms, so this is just extra now, the sum of 38 terms, I could use this formula here by saying 38 over 2, and then I'm going to multiply this bracket 2 times, and let me actually just write out the first time. S sub n equals n there, 2a sub 1 plus, back to the formula, n minus 1 times d. Okay, that's our formula. And I'm going to adjust this, because we're not given the first term. I'm going to say s of 38 equals 38 over 2. And this multiplies times 2. And I don't have a sub 1, but we do have a sub 4. And so a sub 4 was 37. So I'm going to say 2 times 37. But if that's a 4, then this needs to be here. This is a 38 minus 4. Times my common difference, which was 4. And if you solve this, we should get the exact same value. I'm just going to type it in as it is. And so I'm going to come over here and say 38 over 2 times our a sub 1, which was 37, plus n minus 1, and our n is 38, but it's actually n minus 4 since I'm using the fourth term, times 4. And why we're getting a different answer here? I guess plain simple, it will not work here with a sub 4. Let me just try it again. If I said, let's go backwards and find the first term, let's see if it'll work this way. I went backwards, so we'd have A3, A2, A1, and so this would be 33 seats, 29 seats, this would be 25 seats. Let me make sure the math's correct there. It looks like it. So if we change this to a 25, and this to a 1, let's see if it now works. Let's come back up. 25, 38 minus 1. There it is, it's working. So that formula, I guess, does not work the same way. So you cannot use that like we did, that was out. But you can see using those formulas does work. I just prefer sigma. It's a lot quicker and works a lot more accurately.